Assalamu alaikum students, welcome to the mathematics class. Today is our 7th lecture in which we'll continue with our previous chapter, division. If you remember, we started this chapter in the previous lecture, so we'll continue with this chapter today. Please open page number 91 of your book, which is section B of the given chapter. Let's begin. So in this section we'll learn how to divide any number with 10 by 10 and 100. So here we have 30 divided by 10. What is 30 divided by 10? If you remember, whenever we were multiplying any number with 10, what we used to do, we used to add a 0 to the product, right? Whenever it's like, for example, if I say what is 96 multiplied by 10, so what is the answer? 96 multiplied by 10 is 960. 34 multiplied by 10 is 340. So what you actually used to do, whenever you used to multiply, you used to add a 0 to the product. Whenever you used to multiply by 10, you used to add 1 0. Whenever you used to multiply by 100, you used to add 2 zeros. Whenever it was 1000, you used to add 3 zeros to the product. But whenever you are dividing, as I've told you this thing before, multiplication and division are complete opposites of each other. Whatever you are doing in multiplication, you will do complete opposite of that thing in division. So in multiplication you used to add 1 0 whenever it was multiplication with 10, but in dividing you will remove 1 0 whenever you are dividing by 10. In multiplication you used to add 2 zeros whenever it was multiplied by 100, but in division you will remove 2 zeros whenever it is division by 100. So 30 divided by 10, it is divided by 10. That means here you will not add 1 0, you will remove 1 0. So I'll remove 1 0 from 30, remove the 0, and my answer is 3. 400 divided by 10, I'll remove 1 0 from 400, 40 is my answer. 120 divided by 10, I'll remove 1 0 from 120, 12 is my answer. 500 divided by 100, I'll remove 2 zeros from 500, 1 and 2, so 5 is my answer. 2400 divided by 100, I'll remove 2 zeros from 2400, so 24 is my answer. So it's really very simple. Whenever it's dividing by 10, you remove 1 0 from the real value, and whenever it's divided by 100, you remove 2 zeros to get your. Okay. Now, what are even numbers and odd numbers? Even numbers are numbers that are multiples of 2, that is, they come in the table of 2. Any number that is in the table of 2, 2 ones are 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 14, 16, all these are multiples of 2, right? All these are multiples of 2 because they come in the table of 2. What are multiples of 3? Numbers which come in the table of 3. What are multiples of 4? Numbers which come in the table of 4. So all the numbers that come in the table of 2, that means which are multiples of 2, are called even numbers. Okay? They are called even numbers. Thus, they can be divided by 2 without any remainder. Obviously, when I'm talking about even numbers, they come in the table of 2, and when they are coming in the table of 2, that means they will be exactly divided by 2. There will be no remainder. Okay? Because they come in the table of 2, so there will be no remainder. If they are not coming in the table of 2, they would have remainder. But even numbers always come in the table of 2. That means they will not leave any remainder. Any number, okay, for example, the number is very big. If I ask you, is 484 an even number? If I ask you, is 484 an even number? So how would you know that whether 484 comes in the table of 2 or not? Because obviously you don't remember the table to that much extent that you'll tell me whether 484 is an even number or not. So here the trick is that always consider the digit in the ones place. Always consider the digit in the ones place. In 484, the digit in the ones place is 4, right? Now, any number with digits 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 in the ones place is an even number. Any number that has the digits 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. 2 zeros are 0, 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4, 2 threes are 6, and 2 fours are 8. Any number that has these digits in the ones place is an even number. Now 484, digit 4 is in the ones place. 4 is an even number. That means that entire number is an even number. So you consider the digit in the ones place, and if that digit is an even number, that means that the complete digit is an even number. For example, if I have a number 689, 689. Now consider the digit in the ones place. What is the digit in the ones place? 9. Does 9 come in the table of 2? No, 9 does not come in the table of 2. This means 9 is not an even number, and that means 689 is not an even number. So you look at the digit in the ones place. If that is an even number, that means the whole number is an even number. If that digit in the ones place is not an even number, that means the whole number is not an even number. What are odd numbers? Odd numbers are numbers that are not multiples of 2. Complete opposite of even numbers. Even numbers are multiples of 2. They come in the table of 2. Odd numbers are not multiples of 2. They do not come in the table of 2. So when they are not coming in the table of 2, that means whenever you are dividing them by 2, they will leave a remainder of 1. Odd numbers always leave a remainder of 1. So any number with digits 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 in the ones place is an is an odd. That is very much obvious. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. 1 is not a multiple of 2, 3 is not a multiple of 2, 5 is not a multiple of 2, 7 is not a multiple of 2, and 9 is also not a multiple of 2. So any number that has these digits in the ones place is an odd number, because these digits are numbers, so they'll make the whole number an odd number. Okay? Clear? Now, what is 2? 2 means 2 blocks. 4, how will I write 4? Just 2 is written here, 2 is made here, and then I add one more 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So how many 2's? 1, 2, and 2, 2. 2 2's. What is 6? 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2. 3 2's make 6. What is 8? 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, and 4, 2. 4 2's together make 8. Okay? So if I say what is 10? 10 means how many 2's? 10 means 5 2's. 12 means 6 2's. 14 means 7 2's. Like this. Okay? The sum of 2 or more even number is always an even number. Now this is basically a fact, and you need to remember this fact, that the sum of 2 or more even numbers, sum means plus. So whenever you are adding any 2 even numbers, or whenever you are adding any 2 or more even numbers, you will always get an even number. That means your answer would also be an even number. For example, I have 2 plus 4. Now 2 is an even number and 4 is an even number. If I add 2 even numbers, 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 is also an even number. If I add 2 plus 4 plus 6, if I am adding 3 even numbers together, my answer is 12, and 12 is also an even number. 12 plus 8, if I add 12 plus 8, I'll get 20. 20 is also an even number. 24 plus 34. Now 24 is an even number. How? How would you check 24 is an even number? You look at the digit in its ones place, it is 4, and 4 is an even number. That means 24 is an even number. 34 is also an even number because digit 4 is an even number. 24 plus 34 is 58. 58 is also an even number. You look at the digit in the ones place, it is 8, and 8 is an even number. That means the whole number 58 is an even number. 94 plus 36, if I add them together, 130. 94 is an even number, 36 is an even number, and 130, you look at the digit in the ones place, it is 0, and 0 is an even number. 2 zeros are 0. So 0 is an even number. That means the whole number 130 is an even number. You need to remember this fact that the sum of two or more even numbers is always an even number. Now here you have to tell whether this statement is true or false. The sum of two odd numbers is an odd number. If I ask you whether this statement is right or wrong, the sum of two odd numbers is an odd number. So how would you show me whether this statement is true or false? You'll obviously write examples. Okay. Now let's add two odd numbers together. Let's add 7 and 9. They both are odd numbers. 7 plus 9 is 16. Is my answer an odd number? Is 16 an odd number? No, 16 is an even number. That means that the statement is wrong. Let's take another example. Obviously one example would not be enough. Let's consider another example. For example, I am adding 15 and 17. Let's add 15 and 17 together. Let's add 15 and 17 together. What is my answer? 32. 15 plus 17 is 32. Is 32 an even number? Sorry, is 32 an odd number? No, 32 is not an odd number. 3 and 2. Digit 2 in the ones place is an even number. That means 32 is an even number. But my statement was saying the sum of two odd numbers is an odd number. This means no matter how many examples I consider, all the examples are showing that the statement is false. Okay? So 7 plus 9 equals 16, or I write any other example. All these are actually counter examples. This is a counter example which shows that the statement is false. Counter example shows what? That the statement is false. Whenever you are writing a counter example, that means you're proving that the statement is false. It's not true. Now another statement. The difference between two odd numbers is an odd number. Now the statement is saying that the difference between the two odd numbers, difference means minus. Difference means minus. So whenever I'm subtracting two odd numbers, you get an odd number. Is that right or wrong? Let's find out. 33 minus 5. I take one odd number, which is 33. 33 is an odd number because you look at the digit in the ones place. It is 3 and 3 is an odd number. That means 33 is an odd number. 5 is also an odd number. 33 minus 5 is 28. Here the difference between two odd numbers is not an odd number. It's an even number. You consider any other example and again you'll find out that the difference is not an odd number. In fact, it's an even number. So this means this is a counter example which shows that the statement is false. Okay. So make sure here I have already written one examples, but make sure whenever you have an assignment or anything, make sure you at least mention 2 to 3 examples to prove that your statement is true or false. You always need 2 to 3 examples to prove your point. Either the statement is true or false, whatever you think it is, at least show it by 2 to 3 examples. Okay? It's time to solve book exercise. Open page number 91 and 94 of your book and make sure you solve the book exercise. Attempt all the questions. In case if you have any query or question or any problem, mark it out and ask me in the Google Classroom whenever we have a class there. Okay, so keep practicing. It's really very important in maths. Okay, meet you in the next lecture. Till then, Allah Hafiz.